had the chance to get out this past weekend and do quite a bit of shooting. And I really got to test the STG 44 out. I tried different types of ammunition through it, and it's really surprised me. When I first got this gun, I was thinking, it's probably only going to work with mini mags or something like that. But that's really not the case. This gun was working perfectly with golden bullets, the old Fed Reds, even the old Winchester Super X. Everything I tried in this gun was working great. In fact, the only little problem I had was magazine related. Now, as you can see here, I did get my 2 extra magazines in from Gun Mag Warehouse. A little interesting though, one of them was sealed in plastic and then the other one was just like this. Thought that was just a little bit weird, but the one that was just open like this is the one I was having some trouble out of. And I did mark it so I wouldn't get it confused with the other good mags. But I did contact ATI. They told me that they would send me a return shipping label for this magazine and send me out a new one. I told them thank you, gave them my address, but then when they replied back, they told me not to worry about sending this one in, to just use it for parts or throw it away, whatever I want to do, and they're sending me out a brand new one free of charge. So that's really awesome. Thank you to ATI for that. I'm not sure. I did see a video on YouTube where a guy said he had broke this tab right here, and that the even though you don't get the last round bolt hold open with it broken, but the magazine will still work, and that fixed the problems he was having. So I might try to do that, just to try to salvage the magazine. He said all he had to do was just let it down and then just let it go up, and it broke. So I might try that, since this magazine doesn't really work that well anyway. Now, I know 22 doesn't really have any kick or much movement in the gun as you're shooting, but where this gun is about 10 pounds with the fully loaded mag in it, that big, heavy, sturdy gun, there's really no movement at all. And it's just a real joy to shoot. I had 2 different people come up to me when I was at the indoor range. One person actually thought this was an original. And, it's a conversation starter. It's a head turner. Just something different to have out at the range and shooting. I do have some targets here to show you. This was with the Fed Reds, the value pack. And this was at 50 yards. As you can see, I put just a few bullets per target. Wasn't not too bad. I was having a little bit of problem where I'm just not really used to these type sights. I know it's like your standard AK sights, but it's a little different as you do all the adjustments right here. You adjust it for elevation and windage right here. And I couldn't get it. After about 20 minutes of playing around with the sight, I was still coming in about 2 inches under from where I was aiming. I was getting a little frustrated with it, so I was just started compensating for that. This right here is the Aguila Super Extra, the copper plated. And again, this was at 50 yards. Not too bad. This gun is very accurate. It really is. And this one right here was with golden bullets. This is actually, I think, the first 22 I've had so far that has ran golden bullets flawlessly. Hopefully it will continue to do that. Extra, and I believe this one right here was mini mags at 60 yards. I don't think I did too bad. Like I said, it was, coming in about 2 inches under where I was aiming. And some of these I was, just getting a feel for the trigger. I did the same thing with the ras47. It's not too bad. Now, let me show you all here the ras47 now that I've finished the wood furniture on it. I'll show you all a couple targets from this as well. Here's the old ras47. You can see the handguard there. Now, I did not have a chance when I actually put the last coat of polyurethane on here. This has 3 coats of stain and 3 coats of polyurethane. I did not have a chance to buff it after that last coat. My son fell asleep in our room and I didn't want to risk waking him up. And you know, it was Friday night and I was trying to get everything ready for the next day, so I just went ahead and put it back together so I could take it out to the range. Here's the buttstock there, and you can see a little bit in there, but when I do take the steel wool to it, that will take all that out. So you can see a little bit in there. Overall, I think I did a decent job. I really love the tiger stripes and the top handguard there. I really like it. You can see there I got a new brake. This is just a NC Star brake. It was pretty cheap. I think it was like 10 bucks or so. Here's the little pack from it. Just a cheap little brake. Now, you know, I do regret, I have to admit, I do regret buying this rifle a little bit. I mean, I have not had any problems with it, no, you know, malfunctions or anything like that. But man, there's some good reviews on this gun, and there's quite a few bad reviews on this gun. You know, people really seem to hate this gun. Maybe it's because it's American made, maybe because it's Century Arms. To me, after having the gun now, and I've put about close to 700 rounds already through this rifle, to me, the rear sight here is just cheap. I wish I could replace it. I might try and do that. The front sight even is cheap. I think if you did drop it or something, these right here would break off in no time. The sling attachment here is cheap. You can see right here, this is where I attached this Hungarian surplus sling right here. This little part right here was scratching that nitrate finish. As you can see on there, you can see a mark there. And there's also a mark there. I don't think those are like deep scratches in the nitrate finish. I think those are just marks that it left on the nitrate finish. But no oil or anything will take those off. And then you can kind of see some marks all in there. And this is just from putting the sling on and putting it over my shoulder a few times to try it out. So it did all that, so I went ahead and took the sling off. I've been having some bad lucks with slings here lately for some reason. But like I said, I don't like the cheap sights on it, and it's got cheap wood furniture. You know, the stamped receiver, you know, whether you want stamped or milled, to me, as long as you have an AK that's a quality build, it doesn't really bother me. But I think the barrel might be slightly crooked. I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out. Sometimes at some angles I look at it, it looks a little crooked, and then sometimes it's not. I do have a Magpul AK grip for this, just the standard black one. The wife got it for me while she was out shopping. I had her stop by Academy Sports and pick it up. I just haven't had a chance to get it out of her car yet to actually put it on. I do have some targets here from the ras47. This is at 100 yards. And I believe this was with Wolf Military Classic. You can see here, a lot of this here, you know, is me. I was trying to get a feel for the trigger. And that Century trigger there, it's weird. I could never tell when it was going to break. In fact, a couple times when I thought I had a little bit more pull, it really surprised me by going ahead and breaking. and I could not get a feel for that trigger at all. I really couldn't. I could never tell when it was going to break. A little weird. I think this is probably the first gun that I've, tried to get the trigger, get a good, real good feel for the trigger, and I couldn't do it. You just kind of got to pull that trigger. This was at 50 yards. And I think this was either with Tula or the Red Army Standard ammunition. I just, I think the front sight post needs to be adjusted a little bit, but I do not have a tool yet to do that. And also, while I was out, I had the Ruger ras47 at 100 yards, shooting that Tula ammo. I believe it was the 62 grain. But, I mean, I love the AR-556. It seems like almost no matter what ammo I'm using, this gun is just very accurate. This was my first shot here. Kind of adjusted a little bit and came down here, then hit it there, and then just went on from there. Kind of ate the middle out. And then this was with the iron sights, the carry handle sight. I don't think that's too bad at all, but like I said, I do regret buying this gun a little bit. I actually called Century and told them, how disappointed I am in this rifle. Like I haven't had no problems out of it. It's just the overall quality of this rifle. I'm not sure if it's really going to hold up over time. But I mean, the main reason why I did get this rifle was because, I got it for that $500 price. And to me, it seems like a pretty good deal. But now that I've gotten a few days after I get this rifle, like I've been looking a lot on classicfirearms.com, and they had a big AK sale. And they had this rifle for that same price of $500. And they also had a few other type rifles for $500. And I really wish I just would have got something through them. And right now, too, on classicfirearms.com, they do have a Serbian police SKS that were traded in. And they're supposed to be in original trade-in condition. Like they have the sling still attached to it, the little grenade launcher thing on the end. I think they're like $460. That's... it's hard to find the Norinkos nowadays, or the Yugoslavian SKSs. It's funny, though. I think it was about 2014 or so, I used to see them all the time, the Chinese Norinkos, for like $300. And I really wish I would have got one then. But, oh well. A friend of mine he has quite a bit of this ammunition. He's had it for quite a few years. He traded me this 180 round pack for 180 rounds of 9mm. I think he said when he did buy this a few years ago, he paid like 14 cents a round for it. So he traded me that box. I'm not sure what's going on with this ammo. Cabela's was the only place I seen that actually had some in stock. You can find the Makarov Red Army, but you can't find the 7.62. So I'm not sure if they're still making it or what's going on. But, it's kind of a little bit of a range report. Target Sports USA finally did ship my first order with them after 3 weeks. So look forward to an ammo unboxing video coming soon. For the second time, I've tried to get the yellow jackets off of academysports.com, and again, they canceled my order. I did just place my third order. I'm trying to get that ammo. Every time I order it, they cancel it. So I don't know what's going on with that, but there's a little bit of a range report. Please let me know what you guys think about the furniture. I think I did a decent job. Little break, though, that really does help with muzzle rise. It's cheap, but it's very effective. Also, I did get this STG 44 sling right here. It's marked EWX 1941. It's like a type sling a reenactor would use. However, I don't know how good that'll show up. You can see this little fake leather type stuff. It keeps like falling off. It's like shedding, and it gets all over my gun. So I'm not using it right now. But I'm trying to think of a way maybe I can fix that. I tried to take an iron to it. Maybe that would fix it, but it didn't. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use this, which really sucks because I paid 16 something for this, and then I paid 10 something for this Yugoslavian sling, or a Hungarian sling. So it's like, you know, that's almost $30 in slings that I can't even use. Kind of aggravated with that. But you know, overall, is that I am going to be ordering a new gun here soon. It's kind of quite haven't figured out what that is. It's like I almost want to replace this, but you know, I don't want to go ahead. I don't want to have that much money in the AKs. I know if I tried to sell this, I couldn't get half probably what I paid for it. So I'm just gonna keep it. Like I said, I've had no malfunctions out of it. I'm not gonna, you know, buy anything extravagant for this gun. I've went about as far as I'm probably going to go with buying the new grip, staining the furniture, putting on a brake. It's probably about it. But you know, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.